So I'd like to thank each one of you who had attended those meetings, provided me valuable comments, inputs, which helped me to improve my speaking skills. With that note, I would like to share one interesting event during my middle school years, which whenever the middle school friends meet, even after 30 years, we really cherish those events. That was the time when we were entering adolescence. We were in the 8th grade. During the Independence Day celebration of Indian independence, the district education officer was our chief guest. Usually for the Independence Day, we will do a lot of decoration in the school, putting up posters, explaining the independence struggle, all those educational posters to impress the chief guest. And this time it was still more serious. The district education officer is coming. So he has the power to fire anybody in the school or reduce raises for the teachers. So everybody was really tense. And they did a very good job preparing the stage for the event, decorating the classrooms. During that year, one new teacher came into service. She was having enormous interest. She wanted to impress the educational officer by providing a drama. People were a bit skeptical about that because we had never done a drama. But she was so adamant that she can do it successfully. To be in alignment with the theme, the Independence Day, she selected to express the life and times of an independence freedom fighter from our state in India. To give a background about that person, his approach towards independence struggle was a bit different from Gandhi. Gandhi's was civil disobedience. This person has a different take on the independence struggle. He thought British had enslaved India by trade, so we have to do tit for tat. We should develop trade in India. So he is a very wealthy man. Using his own fortune, he purchased a ship and then started a shipping company. He took Indian goods and started selling in Great Britain. And you know how much British will get irritated by this. Within flat 1 year, they confiscated his ship by putting all these bogus charges. They sent him to 15 years prison in a distant place called Andaman. It's a remote British administered island near Burma. So he spent 15 years there. He came back as a broke man. He was struggling for his next meal and he died a pathetic death. So this is the plot. This lengthy plot, she was adamant that she will present in half an hour to the chief guest, who is the district educational officer. The main problem was she could not get actors. She was running around everyone, and every student was running away from her by seeing her enthusiasm. Finally, I volunteered to do that freedom fighter's role. Slowly, she got people, and she was having so much enthusiasm. She wanted to have a role, a female role also. The problem is, it's all boys' school. Nobody was willing to take that role. Again, the tricky issue is, we are all in the adolescent stage, the voice is cracking. Everybody was having a funny voice. Only one person was a small, built up, his voice was not broken. So if he speaks, it's believable that it's a lady voice. And again, he was not willing to put on the lady makeup. So she did enormous convincing. Almost, she said, if you are not willing to put the makeup, I'm going to flunk you. So he agreed. We did very good practice. The day came, the play started. Everything was going well. The costume, everything was totally indigenous. We had no funds at all. So to simulate the ship, the teacher had a very grand idea. She made a paper model of a huge ship, and within that, some 3-4 people should slowly come inside the stage. giving a feeling that a ship is actually coming. She wanted it to be more realistic. It's a steamship, so she was searching for ideas, and one person gave an idea that he'll stay inside and smoke cigarette and give a lot of fuel. Yeah. The teacher was so much irritated. The student is a rogue student. He was in the same class for 4 years. He was taller than the teacher. He was trying to improve the idea. I can smoke 4 cigarettes and give you enough smoke to simulate the ship. So she sent him out of the plane. You're not even fit for the plane, for this theme. And then one other student gave a very good idea. Because the fire should not be hazardous also. We have in Hindu religious ceremony stuff called camphor. It's small stuff. It will give large flame, lot of smoke, but very easy to put off, but just by putting off like this. So that stuff was used. So when we practiced in the class, it was huge space, but the stage was very small. So when the ship came, people stumbled upon each other, and the stuff flew and fell on the chief guest's head. His head was on fire. We were all so nervous, but he was totally at calm. He removed his wig, put out the fire by his hand, and he started watching the play. From that moment onwards, the play was total disaster. Everybody was forgetting the dialogue. And then in the climax, I had to die, and my wife should come near me and cry. The poor kid was so afraid, he ran away. Teacher was just struggling with this. And then we all told, let's finish, let's roll the screen and finish it up. But she told, no, you go and lie down, I'll send somebody. And then I was lying down, the screen came up. The fellow who came in the lady makeup was the huge person who was offering to smoke. He was a school bully. And then he was in the lady makeup, and he fell on me. I could not bear his weight. I was trying to escape. A dead person trying to escape, he held me like this, and then he was crying in huge male voice. And everybody was crying. Finally, the chief guest told, and he really appreciated our spirit, and he gave us one idea. If you people lived during the British rule, by this single play, we could have driven them away. Thank you.